Hey guys, intro before the intro. Just because I forgot about it, I want to point out the difference between this Bronze Evelynn's runes and high elo OTP runes. We're talking Masters Plus. Big difference here. Obviously, both going Electrocute. However, one's going Inspiration, the other is going Sorcery. I really want you guys to think about taking Sorcery. Absolute Focus makes a lot of sense with Evelynn's passive. You're going to get a lot of that value out of that because you're healing so much in your invisibility, and then Gathering Storm guarantees that even if you have a rough early game, you're going to bounce back. You're going to still be one-shotting. Finally, think about going Armor or Magic Resist over that extra health. I think it's going to help out, especially if you want to go Armor. If the enemy's playing AD, go Armor. It'll help you clear those camps. All right, let's get it. Hey guys, what is up? Pope here, back with another VOD review. Today we're going to be looking at a Bronze Evelynn player, and first off, let me turn down this chat scale. Let me turn on the HUD scale a little bit too. Yeah, we're looking at a Bronze Evelynn player today, up against a Nefiri, which is really interesting. I'm really curious to see what these players do. In this case, obviously, both champions want to full clear. Both have a really strong, healthy clear. So if I'm Evelynn here, I am thinking about which direction I want to path. I'm thinking about where Nefiri might start. Now, it's important to note for all of you junglers out there, and even non-junglers, to remember that junglers often want to start at their bot camp. For that better leash, right? Obviously, you get two people leashing the camp. It's going to be quicker, healthier, all the sort. So, obviously, as we can see, Nefiri's already there. I'm just going to turn down the volume a smidge for myself. Evelynn is going to start on her Raptors, which I don't mind, but I'm just curious to see which way she's going to path. You know, just for discussion's sake, while the first clear is starting to happen here, I want us to look at the lanes, and this is something that I'm going to repeat in a lot of these videos. If we look at top lane, do we want to path there? The answer for me is definitely no, simply because they have a ranged champion in Kennen who also has an easy way to escape. Especially if you're getting there after level 3, is for sure going to have that E up. He has flash. Sure, Jax can try to, you know, counter strike and jump on top and get that CC, but I just don't think it's going to work. The only way that works is if you perfectly time your charm with Jax's counter strike stun. It's hard to pull off, especially in bronze. I doubt that'll happen. If we look at mid, much easier place to gank. Obviously, Talia can set up gank for you with her W and your charm, and Lux will almost certainly have to pull a flash. Another thing here, bot lane, that's where I'd want to path. This game, I would probably be starting top and wanting to path all the way down level 4 or level 3 gank bottom, because you have a Zyra and you have an Ashe. I mean, Ashe alone with her auto attacks, she's going to slow these two. They don't have a great way to escape. They don't have, you know, tons of mobility. Yes, they have flash, but if you can get that flash, that is a very easy place to regank. So I'm curious to see where you go. Okay. So your Zyra's hanging around to help you leash second camp, which is absolutely wild. You know, in my line of work, that's what we call a support gap. Even though she griefed herself and probably griefed her own lane, it is what it is. Okay, so you should already be. You see how you are killing your camp. You're standing here. Okay, I want you to be killing the camp standing here. All right, drag that all the way down. You're basically, you can see the line here. You're not using any of that patience bar. Use the patience bar as a resource, right? If it's full patience and it only has 100 HP as you're walking down, it's not going to reset, right? You can pull that camp super, super far. The other thing, I want to see you throw your Q right here, because that Q is gonna hit this camp and it's going to start walking to you, and you're just going to start getting that damage off faster. These are the small optimizations that even bronze players can start doing right away. This is not difficult stuff. It's just about making it a pattern of your gameplay. Okay. By the way, I like that the Evelynn is pathing down here because this is the lane that I would want to go to. It's clear that she does not want to go bot, which is too bad because if we look at bot lane here, this is perfect, right? Ashe is level 2, is going to have that W, have those slowing autos. Zyra is going to be level 2 here within, should be 1 minion, right? This would be a perfect gank. Imagine Evelynn coming around this way. These are the things I want you to look for. I know a lot of Evelynn players will just auto full clear, but you know, if we want to play jungle, part of playing jungle is not just identifying full clearing as a strength of our champion in this case, but also being able to know when to break those rules. However, that said, I want to point out that full clearing, it's not, not a horrible thing, especially in bronze. Okay. So we full clear. Okay, so basically, I'm really curious to see what you do here. Now, we should have a good idea because we know that bot lane leash that Nefiri is going to be topside, clearing towards this way. She hasn't shown up anywhere on the map. It's the only place that she can be, right? Now, you've just taken Scuttle Crab. You're level 4. You're pretty healthy. Is there, the question is there a gank opportunity top, right? In my opinion, the answer is absolutely no. And we'll see what you do, but your Jack's incredibly low, Kennen incredibly healthy, and we know that Nefiri should probably be top. So I hope you do not go here. Again, let's see what you do. Okay, so we go top. Obviously, I don't think you spot Nefiri. Nefiri's not attacking you. Now Nefiri attacks you. Okay. Super strange, but that's okay. Not the end of the world. You're in a good position. Let me just go back 10 seconds because I see a ping. Okay, good job. You see Nefiri. You ping her out here. But what does this tell you? What does Nefiri's pathing tell you? I guarantee she is sprinting down towards bot Scuttle Crab. And she's super low. You now have a ton of tempo on Nefiri. You have base. You're spending all that gold. I want to see you run straight into Nefiri's jungle, which you'll pass through that Scuttle Crab as well. You have a lot of tempo on Nefiri here. This is a big mistake by her. Let's see what you do. Okay. What do you buy? Okay, this is a good first buy. So here, this is where we need to start adapting, need to start paying attention to the map, right? Nefiri takes Crab, and now she's being even greedier on that Gromp. Let's see how much HP she has. She's full HP now. I would have loved to see you try to contest this Crab and try to maybe even look for an invade here. But again, full clearing, it's okay. Okay, we're looking mid. Okay, you get that flash. Not bad. You're gonna go back into full clearing. I don't mind that you looked mid there. Look at this. Nefiri still has not based. This is crazy by her. Okay, you're looking for a lane gank. Now... Okay. Okay, you end up getting the kill. Let's just go back and watch this a bit slower. So I just want to see this again. So you look for the lane gank here. Now, there's like the biggest reason why I would say I like this is because both your laners have the same kind of resources going on here. Both have 6, both full HP, right? Only downside is this wave, but I think at this point, by level 6, like, fighting in a wave isn't a huge deal. If it was 2 waves, probably not. Now, I like the fact that you are trying a lane gank and you kind of take this sneaky route as the wave is coming this way. This is really good. That means Kennen's going to walk up, right? The only reason why I do not like this is you knew that Nefiri crossed towards bot, right? She had that 24 CS mark, which means she had full cleared. Now she would be at 28 because she did the crab. You don't know if she based and then came back bot and now should kind of be very close to being top, if not top already, right? In a game where both champions are full clearing, kind of on repeat, this would be the exact expected tempo. Now you might say, well, Pope, you're looking at the minimap. You can see that Nefiri's top. Well, that is true. However, this is just natural cadence of what these champions do. This isn't something magical. This isn't me just looking, nor is this me just looking at the minimap and knowing what's going on. Rather, we know when the camps have spawned, right? They started blue, did Gromp at the start, full clear towards top. Well, what is the first camp that's going to spawn? Gromp again, right? And then your camps will slowly spawn in almost like a treat trail towards top lane. In low elo, that's the path that junglers will follow all the time. It's what this Evelynn has followed this game, right? So all I'm trying to say is that Nefiri could easily be here based on the information that I know you have, and you're half HP. Okay, that to me is scary. However, it does work out. The only reason why this works out, and I think both of you don't die here, is because Nefiri hasn't based. Okay, she's sitting on so much gold, hasn't based. I think this goes bad if Nefiri has a few long swords and decides to walk in, and of course, if Kennen had more than 2 brain cells working in tandem, that would probably be the case as well. But okay, overall, don't mind the gameplay so far. I like the items you're going for. Looks good. The only thing that I don't like is, I kind of assume that despite the very, low HP bars bottom, you're, like, I can only imagine you'll probably clear towards top, but again, let's see. You might surprise me. Okay, you hit 6, and you look. I like this a lot. Awesome job. Awesome job. Okay, so you did surprise me. Great job. You did your red buff, which gave you level 6, and then you looked with your invisibility for a kill down bot. That's fantastic. Now, something I want to point out is, in this case, for you junglers, this is one of the cases where when you are coming out of base on a fresh buy, I want you to pay attention to how close you are to leveling. Okay? In this case, I don't know if you were doing this for this reason. You could have just been killing this because you wanted 6 specifically to then go bottom. But this applies to basically all levels, not just getting level 6. It could be getting level 7, 8, 9, 10. It could be getting level 3, 4, 5, right? If you're coming out of base off a fresh buy and you have one camp will give you a level, I want you to do that camp, okay? Because that means you'll hit your fresh level, you'll probably still be very high on your resources, and you'll be at your maximum spike with no gold that you're sitting on. You'll have got all your items, then you can get out on the map. You'll be as powerful as possible at that point in the game to do something, okay? This is a great example of that. So the Evelynn, instead of going straight bottom here, okay, does the camp that's going to give 6, goes bot with that fresh power spike. Great job. Okay. Drop a ward on Dragon. We go back into our full clear. So it looks like you're pinging that you want to do the Rift Heralds. Okay. Okay. So let's go back here and see what this transpired. Okay, so you spot Nefiri taking the ward, which she's definitely out of line here. Good charm. Nice try on the Q, but good flash follow-up to make sure you get that charm. And we instantly go and start doing Rift Heralds. This is good. You know, when we get a kill, we want to do the objectives that are on the map. Okay. Speed this up a little bit. Okay, I don't think... So here, I don't think that you needed to back off, right? Okay, so you're doing this. You see that Lux is starting to roam towards you. Are you scared of this, Lux? Right? Honestly, I kind of don't think so. Like in like this is just a straight up 1v1 scenario. The only thing is that, of course, you don't exactly know where Nefiri is. She could be beelining towards you. She could be going bot. You don't totally know. She did just spawn, so basically, if I just go back a little bit, just go back here when you started Heralds. Let me see. When you start backing off versus when Nefiri spawn. Okay. So I thought Nefiri had been up for a few more seconds when you start to back off. So this is even less reason to back off because Nefiri is literally just spawned. You know for a fact the only place she could be is sitting on her fountain, just starting to leave right now, right? So you're in a straight up 1v1 against a Lux as an Evelynn. I want you to fight this. I want you to have more confidence here. You know what Lux is going to do. She's going to throw out 2 skill shots in a straight line, okay? You know, I want you to bob and weave and, you know, duck and dip and whatever else, okay? As soon as she wastes her Q, that's when you're dropping charm on her head. You're getting aggressive, okay? You're Evelynn. Let's use her tools here. So we go back into clearing. Okay, so we do 1 camp and then decide to go back on it. It's not like the craziest thing ever. Now we do have vision on. We do have vision on Nefiri. We get the Herald. You want to come drop it bot, which I don't mind. Let's see how you drop Rift Heralds. Okay. Okay, we see Nefiri's ulting. Okay. So, I mean, obviously it makes it easy when the enemy jungle just wants to, you know, turbo int. That's cool too. So you drop Herald because you really want the, you know, you really want to get that turret damage. That said, I think that you could be, you could basically reverse the order of operations here. In this case, you decide to drop Heralds, you know, as your primary, and then you drop Charm as the secondary thing you do. Imagine if you just kind of reverse the order of this, okay? So you had Charm charging up, right? You can worry about Rift Herald later, okay? I'm not sure if, I don't know the interaction off the top of my head, if dropping, if charming Nefiri, just the act of pressing W on her, means that you put the Rift Herald on that 3-second combat cooldown. If that's the case, then so be it. I think the main thing you want to do here is keep Talia alive. She is obviously going to jump onto Talia, so let's drop that charm, okay? If Talia stays alive, let's see how long. You're still, took you way too long to start charming, but that's okay. Okay. I mean, it is extremely lucky in this case that Talia didn't die, and that's mainly because you just took too long to charm. you know, it works out. Sometimes that's the way the game works. Okay. Bit of scrapping over dragon, but like, you know, this stuff here, this is just a bit of a waste of time, right? So in this case, like we get the scuttle crab, great. But the thing is, like, I don't want you to hang around this type of stuff. Like, you know, we walk in here, then we're not totally sure what to do. I think, you know, I want to see you being a bit more decisive. You've done a good job at being decisive this game, but this is one of those instances where I'm seeing, I guess I'm seeing that lower elo mentality come out. What I mean by that is, you know, we get basically the only thing that can be fought over here, which is the scuttle crab. You know, dragon is up, but they're never going to do dragon with half your team standing around it. Then you kind of come down in here, you know, you walk up this way, you go all the way up, you know, past your brush, and then you decide to come all the way back around. Yes, do you guys pick up the kill on Nico? Sure, but I mean, you can never predict that Nico is just gonna completely overstay and give you guys a free kill. You can't make your decisions based on like the stupidity of the enemies, I guess. You have to make the correct play. And we can even start to do this in bronze, right? So in this case, your greed is going to get you in trouble. You ult and you do unfortunately go down. So in a bit of an ironic way, and this is a mistake that a lot of lower elo players will make, is that they think, okay, we're hanging around the objective, we're in the vicinity. That's good. We're protecting something, right? But what ends up happening is that you know, you just get a bit too zesty or whatever you're feeling that day. You get caught out or things don't go perfectly, and you've actually now, by hanging around here and going for something a bit greedy, you've actually now given them their best opportunity yet to go for the dragon, right? Potentially. So we'll see what happens, but what I would prefer to see you do here is just go back. Let's get that free gold, okay? Sometimes we're talking about, you know, breaking like the fundamentals when you know, or I shouldn't say breaking the fundamentals, but a lot of the time we do just want to be getting the freest gold on the map. However, in some cases, we want to, you know, break that rule. If you remember at level 3, when you were doing this camp, I was like, oh, you should go bot here because it was perfect gank setup. In this case, it's a bit of the opposite. I want you to leave and, you know, you got the scuttle crab. That's great, but let's now go and start to clear our camps. You don't have to leave that quadrant to the jungle, but doing this weird dance, messing around, it's just a waste of time. Okay. So you spawn, come back towards bot. This is another situation where, you know, this is all kind of broken up. You came out of base, same thing, right? Remember when you came out of base, cleared red, and it gave you level 6? Well, this time you came out of base, cleared red, and it gave you level 9, okay? Nice. And in this case now, you have your level 9, you have your fresh spike. This camp is going to do absolutely nothing for you, especially because your raptors aren't up yet. You're going to make your two bottom side camps be spawning at different times than each other. What I want you to do here is get level 9. Do not do this camp. I want you to go look for something on the map. That's going to be your bot lane right now, okay? Okay, we kind of troll around bottom a little bit. I like that you're looking for a pick here. Okay. It didn't go well, but I really, really, really like this, okay? So, yes, Ash Arrow goes wide, but I love this. Like, this is Evelyn's strength, right? You're looking for a pick. In this case, Lux has been completely sandwiched. Good charm. She unfortunately gets the CC off on you. But you know what? I think like even though you die here, this is the type of stuff I really love to see you going for. So honestly, I applaud you for this. Good job. Okay, they end up getting the dragon. It is what it is. That's the type of confidence that I want to see you going for. You know, if you remember earlier when you were fighting Lux here, I want to see that more. And for those of you who are watching, you know, who are in lower elo, a lot of what you're doing in low elo is like, yes, you are getting that free gold, but in many cases, you have to start playing with a bit more confidence. Phenomenal, great job, excellent job. One thing I want to point out here that you did really well is you didn't just drop your charm and scare him away, right? Because obviously the mark would come up. However, what you could do is basically just tap your W on him after he knows that, like, after Nefiri knows that you are attacking them. Because in this case, as you can see, if you don't if you don't wait for the full mark, you'll actually still get a bit of a slow. Okay. Still, it was a good job. The only thing here I would say, just as something to think about, is, you know your resources, know your damage. Okay, you get the kill on Nefiri. I like the ult a lot. Great job. However, I think you're still in a position to fight Kennen, right? Like, he used his E to actually try to get to you here. You have flash up. So after you come out of your ulti around this point, man, I want you to just flash on top of this guy's head. He's dead. He has no way to escape. Okay? So good job on the Nefiri with the confidence, but you're still missing a little bit in terms of like knowing your champion's full capabilities. Okay, so we kill Nefiri, we go for the objective. Good job. Well done, that's what I want to see. Okay. Alright, let me back it up here a little bit again. See how this plays out. Okay. Oh, did you not get the full charm? Is that what happens here? Let me see. I think, yeah, you hit him just a smidge early. Otherwise, this is a kill. So, definitely a pretty big mistake, but, you know, that's a mistake that anyone can make. Okay. Okay, we both burn flashes there. You know, jungling is a lot of like speedrunning league, right? So sometimes I can tell just by the way you're moving that you aren't fully aware of like what is it next that I need to do. And I mean, I'll be having a lot more content come out around that in terms of jungling, in terms of pathing, planning your next move, that type of stuff. That's definitely a common thing that lower elo players struggle with. Okay, so we go for Proto Belt. That's good. Okay, Kennen TP's bot. We're looking to come into the fight. Okay, I mean, so my question is, this is a good point to zoom out. We get the full picture here. See what happens. So I just want to see what you are able to see here. Let me go back. Okay, so you want to come around. I mean, in this case, I'm not sure, are you expecting someone like who's low HP? Do you think that Nico will run up this way? I'm pretty sure that's what you're looking for. Okay, but unfortunately she runs down and we do end up wasting a bit of time. I would consider things like this where you are heavily fishing for, the off chance of a kill. That is very different than when if you remember earlier, you kind of like walked through here with Invis and you end up finding the Lux who is coming through this way. Yes, you did end up dying in that case, but I really liked it because I felt that in that situation there was a high likelihood that you would find somebody caught out, especially because you had your bot lane close, right? In this case, I would say very much the exact opposite is happening, in the sense that your team has just lost a fight. They're low, they're running away, okay? So there's the off chance that the Nico player doesn't just sit under tower and base, but instead walks up towards you. But more likely than not, this is a bit of a death ball they have going on. It's a very low likelihood that anything's happening, and so for that reason, I don't like this kind of trolling around, looking around for a pick for a kill. Let's see how you play it. Okay. Okay, I mean, I think it was. I think how you decided to, surprise the Kennen was good. Okay, so you surprise the Kennen when he's a little bit far away from his teammates. They don't respond well. However, I want you to just back off here. Just leave here. You got what you came to do. You got the kill. This is now. I don't think this is a good fight now. If you die here, I think this is the best way I can explain it. The best case scenario here is that you kill everybody. What are the chances of that? Probably like 1%, right? They have to seriously misplay for all of them to die here. Okay? The worst case scenario here is that both you and Talia die. What's the percentage of that? Probably at least 50% or so, because of how low Talia is and the type of spells and tools that they have available to them, right? So you're basically setting yourself up in a situation where the most likely thing to happen is that both of you die, which is what has happened. Now you lose tempo on Dragon, you lose tempo on camps, right? You don't get this low health tower that might be up, okay? So I just want you to start to go for things that are a bit higher percentage rather than the raw, just like, okay, maybe this will work, right? Relying on that burst damage that Evelynn has. Zoom out a bit more. Okay, we get Dragon. We're almost done the game here. We start full clearing again. Okay. I don't mind the full clearing here. In this situation, again, full clearing's good. It's easily the highest percentage thing to do, right? You just take whatever of these 6 camps are up, because there's really nothing to do on the map, right? No lanes are pushed. None of your teammates are out on the map. This is when full clearing is good. I'm just trying to give you guys an understanding of what I mean when I talk about high percentage versus low percentage, right? It's kind of like, the question might be, another way to put it, do you have to play perfectly for the play to work? If so, it's probably not good, particularly in anything below Diamond Master, right? Okay. So I would say a bit of a mechanical misplay again, but nothing crazy. Nefiri knows you're there, but decides to die anyway. That will happen in bronze. I'm glad that you're at least, trying to take advantage of that. When it's free, that is. So you're pinging for help on the Baron. I think one thing you do well is that you ping often. I don't see a lot of lower elo players pinging as much as you do. With that said, I think you can ping even more. you know, the way that I think you can ping more is basically through through letting your laners know where the enemy jungle is. I know you did that once or twice this game, but you can even do that when you don't physically see them on the map, particularly when you're aware of where they are pathing to. Okay, so this is one case where, just as I said earlier, clearing was good. You do all your camps because there's nothing to do. This is the exact opposite, right? You're clearing your camps when, look at the map, you have all 3 lanes are pushed in, right? All 3 lanes are pushed in, and you have teammates at those towers. You being down here, you're basically you're AFK, right? You're not helping to win the game at all in this scenario. I know it's enticing to go for your camps, go for that farm, but like you could for sure be helping to take down all these turrets. Okay, we go back to clearing. We find a pick. Okay. Again, though, you're clearing when your team is literally fighting, pushing in base with, you know, Baron and turrets and whatnot going down. So this is lazy at this point. I don't want to see this. You know, use your advantage. It doesn't matter if you end the game level 15 or level 16. It matters that you end the game, right? Okay. I mean, the enemy team is running it down a little bit. Okay. I think you could already be on. You could have already been on Dragon a bit earlier, but that's alright. I'm not trying to nitpick too hard here. I'm just pointing out. I think like a big theme of this VOD review is definitely recognizing when you should be clearing versus when you shouldn't be clearing, and not necessarily for gold reasons, but more for like tempo reasons and recognizing that like, hey, we can take something here. We have numbers. We have lanes pushed, versus, you know, the opposite. Okay, so I think the game basically ends right here. You guys push in. I'm glad that you're here with your team. Okay, and we end the game. Alright. Well, if you guys enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate a like and a sub. Look, at the end of the day, I'm going to be working hard to put out a lot more content. So join the Discord. The link is in the bio of the channel. And yeah, as I said, a lot more content coming out basically every single day. Shorts almost every single day. So yeah, and also if you want your VOD reviewed, feel free to reach out to me on Discord or shoot me a message on YouTube, leave a comment, something like that, and I would love to do a VOD review for you as well. Pope Pay out.